Alright guys, it's 2020, it's a new fishing season coming up, and the first thing I gotta do to this boat, get it ready, is get this old trolling motor off. I'm so tired of this clumpy, it makes more noise than the outboard motor on this boat here. So I found me a Lowrance Pro that's getting a new Ghost trolling motor, and he had to take his Ulterx off, and that's a good way to get discounts here in 2020. Find your Lowrance Pro, because they getting a new Ghost, and that way the Ulterx is coming off their boat and you can get it for half the price that it normally would cost. So I'm really excited, and I'm gonna go ahead and try to get this trolling motor off so we can go ahead and get the new one installed. And the other thing is, this is a 24 volt trolling motor, and the Ulterx is a 36. So I'm gonna do some reconfiguration in the back where my batteries are, but we're gonna try to get the actual trolling motor installed first. So let's get this old one off and get the new one over here. Guys, this is not going to be an instructional video, it's going to be just a general video. So I'm going to be taking stuff apart. I might not say what everything is, but hopefully you can get something out of it just because you seeing me do it. So first thing we're going to do is get this brace out the way for my my units up here at the front, so I can get down in this panel here. This is held on with just screws here in the front. There's one in the front, and there's 2, 3, 4 on the back. So see, now I can get to this panel right here, so I can get to all the electrical connections and all the connections that's up under this panel. I have to disconnect the trolling motor power right here in this little connection which you find up under the front right here. So it's cold out here, so I don't want to take it and break it. This little cover that goes over top of it. Make sure your battery is at least off or disconnected when you taking these loose, because you don't want it to short on anything, and the next thing you know, you got a puff of smoke in the back of your boat. The next thing I want to do, I want to start trying to take the I have the Garmin live scope on here on the front, and I got a hydro wave, an older hydro wave I'm going to take off, I'm not going to use anymore. Then I got a new I believe it's an HDI transducer on the bottom here that I'm going to keep. I don't think I'm going to use the transducer that's already on the Ulterx. So I want to take this stuff off and leave it here for when I put the new one on. It's already here, and I can just strap it back down. So like I said, I just got to cut all these zip ties off and get my Allen wrench and take this live scope off. Now I can pull this panel back so I can get my hand in here, because I need to get to the bolts on the bottom of this trolling motor here. So I just want to just check and see if I can reach everything. Yes, I can touch all 6 bolts here. So I'm gonna check and see if that's 11mm nut up on the bottom of these. Yes, it is. So I can get my my drill, and hopefully they will come out with any problem here. So with everything loose, I should be able to lift it off. I'm gonna try to clean this little front up here and just get it cleaned up on here best I can where I got it open, and we'll get the new Ulterx and put it up here and see if the holes line up. Time to bring the new trolling motor in. Like I said, this is a used trolling motor, so it's already put together, which cuts out a lot of steps for me. I just want to make sure these holes line up. Okay, I was able to get the holes to line up. I just had to twist it a little bit inside the bolt. I had it too straight. So I got a couple of the screws in here. I'm just going to put them in here just to keep everything straight where I can put the nuts on the bottom. And I got this little alignment tool here I got from Harbor Freight, coming in a 3-set thing deal, one bigger than this is a longer one. That's a good tool to put in the hole and be able to move it around to line all the holes up. Now make sure you got this strap where you want it, because when you tighten this down, it's not going to be able to move. So I just want to make sure that's exactly where I want that. Getting it started by hand first. Then I'm going to get my 11mm wrench here. Alright guys, I got the trolling motor tied down with all the bolts, and I got them all nice and tight. And next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put the foot pedal in. And I did a test fit. It does fit in there, but it fits in there real tight. So hopefully the holes where the screws to go down to tighten this up, it will work, because I don't want to drill any more holes in it than I have to. So first thing we're going to do is go ahead and feed the power cable through a little grommet here. As you can see, that's a tight fit. Just want to make sure none of the buttons are pressed. I'm glad the anchor button is up here at the top. That way I won't have to try to get down in here. But right there is lined up on the front two holes. And I'm going to go ahead and try to put these screws in here. Okay, that's in there good. Well, this back one I need to go ahead and my tool won't reach all the way down in there. So I'm gonna get that tight. Then we'll go about hooking the power cable back up, which, like I said, this is a 36 volt now, and I'm running on 12, so I can't turn it on. I don't want to damage anything. So then we can go back and start putting the transducers back on. Alright guys, I got the trolling motor installed. Everything is locked down. I figured out the trolling motor cable deal. I just brought it up under this bracket, and when it comes back down, it'll lay across here in the middle, just a little bit over over that front unit, but I can live with that. And I got all the cables zip tied up, and I put these
cable insulators with the plastic in them to hold the cable on top, because it's really not a good way to run that long as you run it down the trolling motor cable, which I didn't want to do. On my last trolling motor here, I had it zip tied up here on the front with a cable tie down here too. Like I said, once I get everything done inside this panel like I want it, I'll put the little covers back on that cover my cables up and lock them down, and that should be good on that. As for the slack here, for when it turns, I did get another cable insulator here, and I used a screw hole that was here on the top, and I found the screw that most kind of fit down in there. It's in there tight, but I don't know if I messed the threads up in that hole or not. But like I said, I got a screw that'll fit down in there and hold down good and tight. And I got the cable ran down the base of the trolling motor here, the shaft. I got my Garmin live scope on, and I got the I guess I want to say it's a HDI or Lowrance transducer here on the bottom. I got everything zip tied up, and the only thing I got left to do is put this the GPS for the trolling motor. This tells where the trolling motor where it's at, and but here on front of my dual mount here in the front, it has a place for a GPS deal here. So I'm gonna install that right there, and like I said, it's in front here where the trolling motor at. A lot of people put it, you know, just down here in front. I don't have to drill any more holes. I could put that there and run the cable down into this hole where my unit cables come out of. So I think that's pretty much it on that. Like I said, I got more stuff to do. I'm gonna run more power cables for my units up here straight to the battery. I did that last year. I used 14 gauge wire. I'm gonna go up to 10 this time to see if it'll help with the clarity of my units. I'm having trouble with this network cable. My back unit is not seeing this front unit, so I got to work on that. And all right, guys, we're gonna leave it at that. The sun is shining bright now, and it's starting to warm up, which is a good thing. The only thing I got left to do is put this GPS unit on here, and like I said, all it needs is a 12-volt source, a ground, and a power, and we'll get that hooked up because it's actually Bluetooth, so it's wireless to hook up to the actual trolling motor. So that's a good thing. We don't have to run any more cables for that. But other than that, you know, like I said, I'm just going to start doing maintenance on this boat, trying to get ready for the 2020 tournament season. I'm going to tune up my motor. I'm going to put new spark plugs and change all the filters, that type thing. Like I said, I want to get new batteries. I'm going to get 4 new batteries before I can run this trolling motor the way it needs to be ran, because my batteries are probably going on 3 years now. Other than that, then I'm going to get on the trailer for this boat. I'm going to check all the hubs and make sure they're all greased and got grease in them and all that good stuff. And we're just trying to get ready for the 2020 fishing season. Other than that, guys, I appreciate you watching the video. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't. Like I said, I got plenty more things to do to this boat. And like I said, fishing season's coming up, so we'll have a lot of tournament footage coming up. But other than that, guys, always, I appreciate you watching. We out of here.